Hello everyone, how are you doing? I am Tesak and last week I prepared Steam page for Games Defenders. Stick till the end to learn more. So, to make Steam page you need to be registered in Steamworks, and I happen to already done that with puzzle pieces. It's rather straightforward, so I will skip it. Also, I will say it now, there is a whole checklist with some details in description I made for my future releases. If you're a game developer planning on releasing game on Steam, just copy paste it somewhere in your computer and thank me later. Oh hey, and wait, I have no idea what is or isn't classified at Steamworks dashboard or game admin page, so I won't be showing much. For that reason I will use my podcast style video background and I will do my best to describe everything so you can just put this video on background and listen to it like it's actually podcast. And so let's start with the first step, which is registration of product and payment. Yes, releasing any game on Steam costs money, even the free games. Step 2. Basic info. Is the most crucial information about your game. The most basic stuff like name, hardware requirements, release date, or coming soon, what operating system it requires, what kind of game style it is, whether it's single player, multiplayer, co-op, etc. What kind of genre and controls it have, and what kind of DRM, if any, are you planning of using outside Steam's DRM. And of course, if you have any third-party legal stuff and support contacts, of course. Also, tags are required, and this is its own can of worms. There is even a wizard for it that helps you tag your game so it can be found on Steam. This is a process that will take ages, mainly because you have to be really specific with what kind of game it is, how it's played, what mood it have, what graphics are used, how is the game told, what kind of story it is, what kind of genre and subgenre the game fits in, what feature it have, what player mode it have, and the list go on and on. With the wizard done, it's time for external links, which is always fun because it's easy. And after that, straight forward to keywords and social media links. And this was painful, because it always is. It frustrated me a lot while I was working on it. YouTube requires you to log in to your Google account first and validate the request. This makes sense. Twitter worked fine, which surprised me. No shady calls across the globe required this time, I guess. Twitch worked. Well, it worked straight away, but Steam glitched, so I wasn't able to link it. And then there is Facebook. It didn't work at all. According to itself, the function doesn't exist or is disabled. So out of 4 social medias, I managed to link 2. Success! So far this took about 1.5 hours, and that's with skipping legal stuff with EULA etc. because my lawyer have to check it first. Anyway, step 3. Description. Here we will need just 2 texts about the game, which is the main text, and a short description, which is the short text you get at the top right corner on Steam. Beside that, you can localize these texts. Game Defenders is fully localized to English and Czech, so let's do it again, but in Czech language. While doing so, Steam started lagging and it made me nervous. And now it's great time to introduce this issue. Whenever Steam decides that something on the page is taking too long or is not working, the page might get refreshed or you might get logged out. In both cases, anything not saved is lost. So I quickly ran to treat this as a FPS game from 2000s and save as often as possible. There is just small issue with this, and it's each save takes about 30 seconds and sometimes longer. Long enough time to make you bored, but not enough time to do anything else. Anyway, in the end I did it, so step 4, rating. I just quickly did self-rating for Brazil. Game Defenders are intended to be for anyone older than 12 years, because there is animated blood. Cool, interesting. Let's ignore the rest. I can as well save some time now and get the rating while preparing Google Play page later on, especially since this is just optional for Steam. With that done, time for step 5. Early access. Easy skip, I am not doing early access games, it only adds ton of work and the added value is questionable. Step 6. Graphical assets. Now we are talking. Thanks to puzzle pieces, I knew what is needed, and so I prepared some images beforehand. It took me majority of the week, but it was well worth it because I just had to upload it now. For Game Defenders, I will be going with 3 unique images, all with the same style and gloomy atmosphere. While working on it, I realized I don't really like the colors though. But I will have opportunity to change this prior to game's release, because I will be reworking color palette for the game. Might as well save some time now and use the same color palette for the images later on. But with this done, I spent over 4 hours working on Steam page and I was hungry. Luckily my girlfriend made some pancakes just the day prior, and this make easy lunch. After that I finished the graphical assets with 6 screenshots, and I skipped game manual because Game Defenders doesn't have one yet and it's not required. Step 7. Library graphical assets. And there comes the pain. The only reason this is so painful is that you are required to submit library hero image, which is image that have a resolution of 3840 pixels by 1240 pixels. Crazy. And the best thing about this is actually the same as with YouTube's main page channel banner. You are required this gigantic poster image, but only about 160 pixels by 380 pixels is quote-unquote protected, which means that only this portion will be shown everywhere to everyone. Luckily on Steam, this image is actually used, unlike with YouTube where only about 10% of people will see it. So, I put a poll on Discord for people to vote whether they want me to stream the process of drawing this poster or to make timelapse out of it. And I'm really happy to announce that the community is sensible, because almost everyone voted on timelapse. This will take me well over 50 hours, maybe more, to finish. And I'm talking about man hours, not like real life hours. Would make for some really boring live streams. Luckily for everyone, I will make it into 5, maybe 10 minutes long time lapse, as well as into some shorts. You don't have to suffer with me. The issue is, this image is actually required for the page to be launched, so I made some quick placeholder, but I will replace it as soon as possible. Step 8 is trailer. And I proceeded not to upload anything for now, because I don't have one yet. And it's not required. This will be another 10 or maybe more hours, so I will skip it for now and upload one later on. I already have a good idea how I want the trailer to look like. Step 9. Special settings. I don't have any demo versions on Steam or DLCs, and this is where you set them up, so nothing to do here. Step 10. Localization. I did some part of it already, and I will finish this step once... well, I guess I never finish it, since it doesn't work properly and it only keeps kicking me out from Steamworks. Step 11. Adult content survey. Yes, this is my favorite part, because I just click on doesn't contain and I am done with it. Step 12. Release date. I don't have one yet. I'll be entirely honest with you, I have no idea when Game Defenders will be released, but I picked 1st December because I expect the game to be able to be released by this time. I am actually not sure if picking the date is mandatory, because previously I used the option not announced, but I had the impression that it's required, so I picked one. I can always change it. With that, there were just 2 things left on the checklist that Steam prepared for me. But Steam stopped responding completely and I got stuck and eventually kicked out from the page again. Well, another opportunity to warn you about something annoying. Whenever you are logging in, you need to insert unique key that will be sent to your email every time you do it. And I did this a lot. Not only I got kicked multiple times during the 8 hours I was working on the Steam page, but also switching to another Steam tool requires you to log in again. The session is not being transferred from one tool to another. Anyway, I'll be filling the remaining parts of the page in during this week. Probably shouldn't take more than an hour, and then I will submit the page for review. I guess there shouldn't be any issues with it, but Steam warned me that it will take 2, maybe 3 business days. So I guess I won't be sharing my Steam page at the end of this video yet. Also, I'm being warned that because of the ongoing COVID-19 concerns, this process may take longer than expected. This was there when I was releasing puzzle pieces, and it's still there. I am not having a go on Steam for it, it just seems like an low effort excuse now. So, why I am making this video? Well, mainly because I figured it would be better than another 50-second long devlog about nothing. Because beside this, I haven't done anything on my games. And I actually promised this way back in a video that I made more than 1 year ago. So, that is what is required to prepare Steam page for your own game and for your own game release. If you are interested in more details, I will leave resolutions for screenshots and other graphical assets in description down below. Also, I will leave there a checklist I made for my future releases. This is basically built on the checklist that's already provided from Steam, but this one is more in-depth and tells you what to prepare beforehand. It contains a lot of stuff that you should prepare, and this is not the end of me releasing this game on Steam. You can look forward to preparing your game build for Steam kind of video in the future, because that's a complicated journey as well. Anyway, this is in no shape or form meant to be me complaining or having a go at Valve or Steam. I'm actually pleasantly surprised and impressed that most of the components and stuff work on their website and that everything can be figured out relatively quickly, unlike with other platforms. There are still some stuff that you can get stuck at and it takes some time to figure out, or maybe something is not working right now, and you should set aside 1 or 2 weeks to set this up. It's in no way possible to set up decently looking Steam page in just 1 or 2 days with everything by just yourself without getting help from other people. And if you aren't a game developer but you stuck through the whole video, congratulations! I hope you at least learned something interesting. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for checking this video. Please give it a like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't forget to check all my social media, links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord server, TikTok, and all my release games in description. Oh yeah, I will also add link to Steam page once it's approved to this video. It will be available just before the end screen. So if you are watching this later on down the line, check it out and please maybe consider buying my games. It helps a lot. But hey, thank you so much for watching and until next Monday, see ya.